I'm watching you guys. We're in the metaverse right now, so I see all you guys in here. This is kind of dope. You're on my monitor. I could put you up here on the whiteboard over here, but right here is good. I see everybody smiling faces. Ooh.
Yeah, that is watching you in there yesterday was hilarious. I in there and he's all moving around trying to explain shit with his hands, and he's all like
we gotta figure out how to get it, to stream. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yep.
Anyway. So
yeah. So yeah. Oh shit. What up? What's popping? Good morning, Facebook. Oh yeah, shit. Let me hit this.
Oh.
I'm just a man on his way to the moon, wishing the rocket would go faster. All the stars remind me of you, yeah they do. I'm on my way to you. I'm just a man on his way to the moon, wishing the rocket would go faster. All the stars remind me of you, yeah they do. I'm on my way to you.
Smoke, all of that. Anyway.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, but I had my mom, my wife, and my auntie were all like, "Yeah, you shouldn't go anywhere if you don't have to, or that's too bad. You got to travel." I was like, "Yeah." Tried to take my daughter to school this morning. It took like 15 minutes to go like 5 or 6 blocks because we live on a hill, and no matter which way we go, we got to go up this big ass hill to get to her school, and the fucking roads are like all ice. So I had to hit the block and go the long way around, taking all these streets to go up little inclines to get the car up there.
Man, you got to get them new tires.
Yeah, yep.
It's worse.
Right. Well, good morning. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Canna-Joe Morning Show live. Today is December 16th, Thursday. Is that right?
It is.
We're coming to you guys live from the metaverse. You guys don't see it, but you will see it one day. This shit is pretty dope. But I'm Michael Ford.
Guys, I'm Jenny.
Alicia.
Dab and Dave.
Oh,
With the weather. Oh, everybody except Michael.
God damn it.
He's in the metaverse.
Yeah, I know, man. My emoji's arms.
Yeah, I need some power, Michael. By the way. Oh yeah, and I'm Vari the Man. Thank you guys for joining us on this beautiful, snowy, windy, actually, Thursday morning.
Yeah.
We got an awesome show for you guys today. We got some articles from around the country, as well as some events that are coming up right around the corner. So you want to stay tuned for all those details as well. And then we got some weather, which I think might be like the highlight of today, because I think we're all wondering what is next after this bullshit. So anyways, we'll jump right into it with our first article out of Illinois. So they announced a $45 million in marijuana-funded grants to support community reinvestment. Oh, nope, I don't want to sign up for your email, bro. I'm here every day. I wonder if this is, if we can just watch. No, that's the whole press conference. That's 43 minutes. That's the whole show. Anyways, officials in Illinois announced on Wednesday that applications are opening for $45 million in new grants funded by marijuana tax revenue that will support programs meant to reinvest in communities most harmed by the drug war. This will be the second round of funding to be issued through the state's Restore, Reinvest, and Renew program, which was established under Illinois' adult use cannabis legalization policy. The law requires 25% of marijuana tax dollars to be put in that fund and used to provide disadvantaged people with services such as legal aid, youth development, community reentry, and financial support. In the pursuit of justice, progress isn't possible without accountability. We must acknowledge and address the trauma inflicted by the war on cannabis, which incarcerated countless nonviolent offenders and tore apart families and neighborhoods in the process, Governor J.B. Pritzker said at a press conference on Wednesday. That is the core tenet of Illinois' cannabis legalization framework and what sets Illinois apart from other states that have legalized. We're prioritizing investments in communities that were previously harmed for what is now legal, he said. Earlier this year, $31.5 million in R3 grants were distributed to 80 organizations. The sizable increase in funding this time around reflects the boom in cannabis sales that Illinois has seen over the past year, with multiple record-breaking months. The R3 program is transformative because we were intentional about putting justice-impacted people, community activists, and local stakeholders at the center of our discussion to make the program work for those it was created for, Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton said in a statement to Marijuana Moment. Organizations that receive grants through the initial R3 round will have their funding renewed for another year to ensure that they can continue.
We're here, the last bill before.
Man, come on,
our
Ohio.
Christmas break.
Man, wait your turn, bro. Damn, that's the second time you just jumped it. Yeah. All right. Anyway, through every step of this process, we've been very intentional about ensuring these grants go to communities that need them and that they're used to benefit people. Stratton said, we've also held ourselves accountable. Angelica Arroyo, not sure how to pronounce that. Manager at the Chicago Youth Boxing Club spoke on Wednesday about how her organization has used cannabis revenue to grow. Because of the R3 grant, we were able to do more. We stayed open during COVID and gave us more community exposure. We now have more girls, we now have more girls boxing too. I'm proud of that, which is pretty cool. After issuing the first grants at the beginning of the year, officials convened a working group to make recommendations about how to most effectively disperse funding in the years to come. They've also worked to develop a merit-based grant application review process with an independent body comprised of people who represent R3 zones going through bias training before determining funding eligibility. We know these programs will have immediate and generational impact, so we must be and are deliberate about creating a framework for long-term sustainable funding to do this important work. Let me make this clear. We are not done. And today's announcement is a testament to that, Stratton said at Wednesday's event. We have more work to do to repair the harm. We have more work to do to fill the seats at the table. And now we have the program that is built for this journey. And this is the picture of I guess his announcement with some of the people that were granted for the R3. And then it talks about how Illinois topped $1 billion this year in sales, which is a major economic milestone since the state launched its retail market in 2020. The state sold about $670 million in marijuana last year and took in $205.4 million in tax revenue. The state generated more quarterly tax dollars from marijuana than alcohol for the first time earlier this year, the Illinois Department of Revenue reported in May. From January to March, Illinois generated about $86,537,000 in adult use marijuana tax revenue compared to $72,281,000 from liquor stores. In July, state officials put $3.5 million in cannabis-generated funds towards reduce violence through street intervention programs. Awarding the new grant money is not all that Illinois is doing to promote social equity and repair harms of cannabis criminalization. Pritzker announced in December that his office has processed more than 500,000 expungements and pardons for people with low-level cannabis convictions on their records. Repeatedly, a state-funded initiative was recently established to help residents with marijuana convictions get legal aid and other services to have their records expunged. It's these type of initiatives that Toy Hutchinson recently told Marijuana Moment that she's most proud of as she transitions from being Pritzker's cannabis advisor to the president of the national advocacy group, the Marijuana Policy Project. Toy has been an immense demand for her insights and energy and enthusiasm for a long time, the governor said on Wednesday. What an honor for Illinois to have our own Toy Hutchinson leading the charge on a national scale, shaping the fight for cannabis justice, not just our state, but in all 50 states. Illinois isn't the only one putting cannabis tax dollars to good use. California officials have made millions of dollars available for grant programs to support marijuana social equity initiatives and assist localities in processing pending cannabis business license applications. In June, the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development said it was awarding about $29 million in grants to 58 nonprofit organizations with the intent of righting the wrongs of the war on drugs. The funding is being provided through the California Community Reinvestment Grants Program, which is awesome. They do have a lot of stuff cited in here, as well as some stuff for the social media. So I'll drop that in the.
So what was that? Go back to what was their tax revenue again? Was it, what is it, 80 some million?
Million.
Yeah. So 86
million.
Yeah, 86.53 million.
So
Basically.
basically,
Wow.
from their liquor sales created 72 million, and then you added legal adult use, and that created basically more than doubled it
In 1 year, caught up
in
to
one
alcohol.
freaking year.
Yeah.
It's good to see they're doing good with that money.
Hmm.
That should be on the damn news.
That says from January
It
to
is.
March, not even a whole year.
Mainstream news.
Yeah, there's so much stuff we could do with tax revenue here in Minnesota. We're still obviously not even legal. Are we making tax revenue from the medical cannabis?
Not that much, but I'm sure we are. I'm not sure what we're up to right now. For
And what's
patients.
happening with that money? That money is just basically, it's not fixing any
Good
roads.
question.
Not
We need to have Marin on.
helping with
Explain an update on that.
Well, we'll have Marin on with us this Saturday at the MN Normal Ugly Sweater Holiday Jamboree Party.
No, it's the Minnesota Normal Ugly Sweater Holiday Party.
Holiday, okay. The MN Normal Holiday. You got another article, Barry? Hey, John. No.
Yep. So this one that is coming up is talking about how there's actually data to show the decrease in youth use. So youth marijuana use decreased significantly in 2021, despite state reforms, a federally funded survey finds. So youth marijuana decreased significantly in 2021, as did teen consumption of illicit substances overall, according to a federally funded survey that was released on Wednesday. That's despite the fact that more state cannabis legalization laws are being enacted and implemented across the country. The Monitoring of the Future, or the MTF survey, which has been tracking adolescent drug behavior and attitudes since 1975, revealed a large drop in the past year cannabis use among 8th, 10th, and 12th graders this year. Then here goes a little chart to show you can, okay, so the red is the 12th graders, and over here is the percentage. So 50% of 12th graders in 1980 looks like used cannabis. That dropped in about 1993. That was at its lowest.
That must have been during the Reagan years there where it started to drop.
Yeah. Yep. So
Error.
the 80s, you can see it right on that trend there. And then looks like it's kind of been going up and down, but you can see this steep incline here from 2020 to 2021. And that's across all of them, 10th grade being blue and 8th grade being green, which is, I think that's awesome. So while the coronavirus pandemic limited social interaction in a way that contributed to the abrupt dip, or that likely contributed to the abrupt dip, The new data provides more evidence supporting the argument that legalizing marijuana for adults doesn't lead to increased underage usage. Here's how the past year's cannabis usage changed by each category from 20 to 2021. So 8th graders, 7.1% reported using marijuana in the past year in 2021 compared to 11% in 2020. 10th graders, 17.3% in 21, and that was compared to 28% in 2020. And then 12th graders was 30.5% compared to 35% in 2020. Lifetime supply, I don't know, that does not say supply. Lifetime 30-day and daily cannabis use among adolescents similarly dropped this year. The use of alcohol, nicotine, vaping, and all other illicit drugs also decreased significantly. The survey, funded by the National Institute on Drug Abuse and conducted by researchers at the University of Michigan, found. The drop in past year cannabis use is notably steeper compared to consumption of all other illicit drugs. We have never seen such dramatic decreases in drug use among teens in just 1 year period. These data are unprecedented and highlight an unexpected potential consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic, which caused seismic shifts in the day-to-day lives of adolescents, said the NIDA director, Nora Volkow. Moving forward, it will be crucial to identify the pivotal elements of this past year that contributed to decreased drug use, whether related to drug availability, family involvement, differences in peer pressure, or other factors, and harness them to inform future prevention efforts.
It's not taboo anymore.
Oh yeah, yep, that's a good point,
Kids don't
Dave.
give a crap
It
about
isn't
it anymore.
right. The survey, which involves self-reporting by 32,260 students across 319 schools from February to June, is another example of how prohibitionists' narrative that marijuana legalization would increase youth use isn't holding water. It's got holes all over. The latest findings add to growing body of scientific literature showing that marijuana regulation policies can be implemented in a manner that provides access for adults while simultaneously limiting youth access and misuse. Paul Armentano, Deputy Director of NORML. I should know that, but I don't. Armentano, I'm gonna practice that. Sorry, Paul. The 2020 MTF survey also found that cannabis consumption among adolescents did not significantly change in any of the 3 grades for lifetime use, past 12-month use, past 30-day use, and daily use from 2019 to 2020. Another federally funded study, the National Survey on Drug Use and Health, was released in October, showing that youth marijuana use dropped in 2020 amid coronavirus pandemic and as more states moved to enact legalization. Further, an analysis published by the Journal of American Medical Association in September found that enacting legalization has an overall impact on adolescent cannabis consumption that is statistically indistinguishable from zero. Basically just saying that the legalization statistically hasn't increased in numbers like at all. In fact, it seems that establishing certain regulated cannabis models might actually lead to lower marijuana use among adolescents under certain measures. Volkow herself conceded in a recent interview that legalization has not led to increased youth use, despite her prior fears. A federal report released in May also challenged the prohibitionists' narrative around marijuana consumption. With respect to this latest MTF survey, White House officials of National Drug Control Policy Director Raul Gupta said that Biden-Harris administration is committed to using data and evidence to guide our prevention efforts. So it's important to identify all the factors that may have led to this decrease in substance use to better inform prevention strategies moving forward. The administration is investing historic levels of funding for evidence-based prevention programs because delaying substance use until after adolescence significantly reduced the likelihood of developing a substance use disorder. Another study, so there was no change in the rate of current cannabis use among high school students from 2009 to 2019. The survey found when analyzed using quadratic change model, however, lifetime marijuana consumption decreased during that period. Another study released by Colorado officials last year showed that youth cannabis consumption in the state has not significantly changed since legalization in 2012 through methods of consumption are, and an official with DCP's National Marijuana Initiative went further last year, admitting that for reasons that are unclear, youth consumption of cannabis is going down in Colorado and other legalized states. And that's a good thing, even if we don't understand why. Lots of stuff in this article.
Yeah, that is a good thing because they always say, oh, it's gonna cost kids to do this and that. Oh, no, it is not. No, it is not.
In your child's life, and you won't have to worry about it, just like alcohol.
Exactly.
You don't see them banning liquor just because there's the youth are gonna get it. It's a parenting issue.
Exactly. I'm like, wow, that was a good article today, Barbie. You hypocrites.
Yeah. So I'm gonna this Ohio one is really short. It's just a video. I'm gonna hit it because it keeps popping on, and I think it's like, yo, let me go. I'm ready. Give me my shot, son. So here we go.
We're here, the last bill before our Christmas break. We can end on a high note. But that is not what this bill.
You see what we did there?
All right, thank you.
That was State Senator Steve Huffman. Today, the Ohio Senate passed a bill to expand medical marijuana conditions. Senate Bill 261 now heads to the Ohio House. That bill would add migraines, autism, opioid use disorder, and any condition that could, quote, reasonably be expected to be relieved from the drug. In addition to expanding eligible medical conditions, SB 261 would change other aspects of the program, including how medical marijuana is regulated and adding more dispensaries.
So I'm not sure if you guys caught that last part, but they said they added a bunch of different conditions.
Yeah.
But the last one said any condition that can be reasonably assumed to be helpful.
Relief.
Anything. Absolutely anything.
Yeah, basically.
You're only getting 5 hours of sleep. You're short 3 hours.
Smoke some weed.
Cannabis can help.
Yep. Way to go, Huff
Those
and Puff.
extra couple hours so you have a productive day and that you're not yelling at your kids or kicking your dog. And yeah, life is rough without cannabis. Anyway, cannabis. I don't know. My words are all tangled up. I think it's the metaverse is jumbling my words up a little bit. I see you, Jenny. Thank you. Shout out Canna-Fativa. Shout out Facebook users. Shout out YouTube. Shout out Twitter. Everybody that jumps on with us. I see you guys, but I don't see who's commenting right now. I should pull it into the metaverse. But till then, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. We got a lot of dope things coming up this week. If you didn't know, this weekend, December 18th, we got the MN Normal Ugly Sweater Holiday Party. It's going to be a dope event. Come out. You can find out what we're... Okay, I see you, Dave, in the verse. I see you. You know, you can come out and you can see all of the dope stuff that we're doing to fight for legalization in the state of Minnesota. If you want to get involved with the movement, please come on out and hear about what we're doing. There will be free food. We're going to have some smoked chicken. We're going to have some, what else? We're going to have some green beans, cheesy mashed potatoes, and yeah, dinner rolls and beverages. And we're going to have some music playing in the background. It's going to be a dope. What's that?
Oh, is that music too loud?
No, I don't think so. Was it too loud? No, I don't.
All right, I'm tripping.
Yeah, I start talking and usually that shit pop right in. I'll be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we also have the Poc Pride Event If you're interested in their event, it's going to be at the Marriott in Brooklyn Center. Brooklyn Center, Brooklyn Park. I always get confused with those two. I think it's Brooklyn Center. They're going to have a dope gala out there. You can find more information on their gala online on Facebook if you go to PLC Pride. We also have our end of the year Final 420 event. We're going to have a good time, man. If you guys don't know about the event, you can find out more about the details in the Minnesota Marijuana Facebook group. If you're not in there, send a message to any of us in these squares and we'll get you plugged in there. It's going to be a dope time. I think we're limited on the amount of people we can have. So if you're interested in coming, make sure that you do get in there and you let us know. Did I forget something? I think that's it. Shout out to the Facebook moderators in Minnesota Marijuana. We got some new groups coming. Shout out to the metaverse. As you guys see, it looks weird, right? With these goggles on, but you're going to get used to seeing this. We're going to, the world is going to be transitioning, and it's a different way to communicate. I wish you guys could be in here with me right now. I got coffee and beverages. I got weed. It's weird. Have you ever seen like emoji hands trying to open a baggie up and put some cannabis into your, like, it looks weird. Like they're emoji hands, but you're smoking like. But you can't see the smoke in the emoji though. But you guess what I'm doing. Anyway, yeah, I think that's about it. Back to you, Dave. What's the weather looking like, man? This is what everybody's been waiting for.
Hey, that's right. As usual, your weather's brought to you by windy.com. If you need to know what's going on outside, just click on windy.com. So yeah, that was quite the event we all just went through, and I'm gonna start her off on the radar here. So, and we're gonna go back to about 10 o'clock last night, and we can get a good kind of idea of the size of the system that went through. I mean, this thing was huge. I mean, unprecedented, really, as far as I'm concerned. I've never seen nothing like this before. But as we circle it out, we can see that you guys up north are just finishing up on your flurries. So I believe now we can just about say that we are finally out of the woods, except maybe if we're up around the Duluth area. Some of our friends up there probably still getting a little bit of snow. And on top of that, you can tell it's a little bit cooler outside. So we're going to take a look at the temps here now. And yeah, it's a little cooler than it was yesterday. Some places almost a 40-degree, 35, 40-degree temperature change. And that's some crazy weather. So with that, obviously last night we found out that it was a little windy out, and that's about the biggest thing right now for today is you guys up north. A lot of our friends up north are going to have to deal with blowing snow. So visibility might be an issue in some places. In fact, I know this morning when I looked at St. Cloud's webcam, it was looking one of these. Which one was it? It was looking pretty, okay, that was just before. Yeah, that was about an hour ago. You guys up in Vari's in my neck of the woods was getting a little bit of snow.
Yeah, it was stupid.
So it looks like she's all done now. So that's good. But yeah, the wind is going to be kicking for a little while. In fact, we turn the pressure gradients on. You can see that how close these isobars are. That means high winds. And if we look at the wind gusts right now, yeah, we're gusting up to over 40 miles an hour in some places. Most of you are around 30 to 35 mile an hour wind gusts. It's it's a little windy. As the day goes on, this afternoon that wind is going to die down to more of a reasonable 5 to 10. Because I know right now, pretty much everybody's wind chill is in the single digits. I mean, we're looking at 20s, but that 20 mile an hour wind is kicking it down to single digits. So yes, it is cold out there. And yeah, it's a lot of us lost our snow. If we take a quick look at the snowpack, I thought we would lose more. It doesn't seem to be. We still held on to a little bit down here in the southwest corner of Minnesota, but anywhere from Fairmont to Mankato, Rochester, La Crosse, pretty much lost their snowpack. There is nothing left down here. And, that's what we can see for the near future, at least down here. We may have a dusting come through this weekend, Friday night into Saturday. Looks like the possibility of some snow up north. That's pretty much going to be mainly a northern event from about central Minnesota north. And as we can see, everything kind of fills in a little bit. So flurries down south, pretty decent snow up north. We may see an inch up there, maybe a little more by the time Saturday afternoon rolls around. It's going to be cold. Sunday looks like a pretty decent day. Take a look at the cloud situation here. Sunday's looking like a decent day. I mean, it's going to be chilly, but it's at least we'll be able to see some sun. So what we got coming up, speaking of chilly, watch out Tuesday morning out the door. We'll talk about this obviously on Monday, but right now the models are indicating some pretty cold temperatures Tuesday morning. Anywhere north of, even St. Cloud is looking at -2. You get further up around Brainerd, Park Rapids, -5, -6, Hibbing up -11. It's going to be a cold day. So otherwise, for the weekend, I think we're pretty much out of it, like I said, except for maybe a few flurries Friday night into Saturday. Not going to be nothing major. And, I don't know how many of you guys are listening out there that in southern Minnesota that lost their snowpack or are worried about a brown Christmas. I do see this ahead for Christmas Eve. And both models do tend to agree. The European model actually has a little less. We jump over to the global model, it's showing even heavier snow. So we should be waking up Christmas Day just about everywhere in Minnesota with a nice fresh coating of snow. So we get to actually everyone gets to enjoy a wonderful white Christmas. But as for now, cold, windy, watch out for that blowing snow. Watch out for the slippery spots on the freeway. There could be some black ice out there too. But, not bad for considering what we just went through. I know a lot of us, last night, at least for us down here by the border, it started to fall apart as it came across the border, and it turned into just a lot of thunder and lightning. I mean, it was nuts. And then that wind came and it was crazy. But we did not get a lot of rain. We didn't get, obviously any snow on the backside of this. Everyone else up north did. But, it is what it is. And we move on. It's Minnesota. We're used to crazy shit. All 4 seasons in one day. Sure, why not? So,
Stupid.
Why not?
Enjoy. Back to you, Vari.
Yeah. Back to me. Good old Vari here with the weather. Oh, wait, no, I'm not doing weather. Thank you for the weather, Dave. Appreciate it.
Back to you, John.
So last night, I was expecting rain, and I think we saw some thunder for maybe 10 minutes, and then I don't think we got hit with anything. It looked like it went just around us and then went north, and then the prediction, it looked like it was gonna a little bit of snow might hit tip the tip of St. Cloud, and then southern was gonna be clear. So and I woke up this morning and then I looked again, and it was just nope, we're just right in the middle of it, which sucks.
Yeah, it was rough last night. It was raining in the cities in St. Paul.
That was, like I said, that's an unprecedented, that low pressure system was huge.
Yeah,
Right. It looked like a hurricane in the middle of the Midwest. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, and they were predicting actually hurricane force winds. I mean, here's the size of this thing. I just want to throw this up quick. There's the low pressure system actually combined with another one way up in northern Canada and just created one gigantic low that is now slowly moving off. As it looks like it's strengthening up in Canada there as it goes across the Great Lakes, but that's going to just kind of move on out of here eventually. But that is a big low. And for this time of the year, you just don't see that around here.
Man, the lightning show was crazy in Bloomington and like headed towards Pride Lake. Oh my gosh. It was just like, oh, please don't let this lightning touch the ground because it was crazy.
I was kind of excited about like a rainstorm and all that, but didn't see much of nothing.
I think Mankato got about a half an inch last night. Yeah, it didn't get as much rain as we thought, it was anticipated. It did, like I said, it started to fall apart once it came across the border because our tornado warnings were going off left and right down here. And then it's like as soon as it crossed, right about when it come across the border, everything kind of started to fall apart, and it went by Fairmont, went by Blue Earth. Algona had tornado warnings, kind of disappeared, and then it all re-strengthened again as it ran up towards Faribault. And then after that, it just turned into a big wind event.
Meanwhile, me and Marshall slept right through it on the couch. Fell asleep watching a movie.
Well, I had one branch hit my roof and my front door, so that's
Good news, I
gotta
didn't
be
blow away like a
done.
tumbleweed.
Yeah, there's a few branches laying around town. I'm curious to go take a drive and see just exactly what kind of damage we have around here.
Well, on that note, shit, I can't remember what they used to say. I'm gonna go feed the dog, or like, I'm gonna walk the horse, or something like that. No, what do they say? On that note, when they're trying to just like say something when they're walking away. No. Well, all right. Anyways, so I do got some words of wisdom for you guys before we get out of here. Be true to your future and not your past. And if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. So don't run from a challenge. Face that shit and watch how it changes your life. With that, we will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Oh, Friday.
Freaking Friday.
This week. All right. Peace.
I'm just a